Before we start, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss new videos about productivity, AI, and working smarter. And if you have ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments below, because I read them and might turn them into new videos. What if I told you that most people using ChatGPT are only using about 10% of what it can actually do for their productivity? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a ChatGPT setup that can make you 10 times more productive. Not because it magically does all your work, but because it turns ChatGPT from a simple question-answer tool into a powerful thinking partner, assistant, and workflow engine. The difference between someone who casually uses ChatGPT and someone who has a real setup is massive. One person occasionally asks random questions. The other has an AI system that helps write faster, research faster, plan better, and execute ideas with almost no friction. The truth is that productivity with AI is not about asking better questions once in a while. It is about building a system. When you open ChatGPT without a structure, every conversation starts from zero. You explain the same things again and again. Your goals, your tone, your audience, your workflow. That costs time and mental energy. But when you design your ChatGPT setup correctly, the AI already understands who you are, what you do, and how you like to work. Let's start with the first part of this setup, which is defining your AI role system. Instead of using ChatGPT as a general assistant, you want it to behave like specialized experts, depending on the task. For example, sometimes you want a researcher, sometimes a copywriter, sometimes a strategist, and sometimes a teacher. When you explicitly assign a role in your prompt, the quality of the output increases dramatically because the AI shifts into a more focused way of thinking. Imagine opening a conversation and saying something like this in your setup. You are a productivity strategist, helping me simplify my workflows and create systems that save time. Your answers should be practical, clear, and focused on real implementation. When you give ChatGPT a role like this, the entire conversation becomes more valuable because the AI is aligned with your objective, instead of guessing what you want. The second part of a powerful ChatGPT setup is context memory. Productivity drops when you constantly repeat background information. A better system is to give ChatGPT a clear context at the start of your workflow. This context includes things like your job, your goals, your audience, the type of work you produce, and the style you prefer. For example, if you are a YouTuber, your context could explain that you create educational videos about technology and productivity. You might explain that your audience prefers simple explanations, practical tips, and engaging storytelling. Once the AI understands this context, it can help brainstorm video ideas, write scripts, create outlines, and refine titles much faster because it knows the environment you are operating in. The third piece of the setup that multiplies productivity is prompt templates. Most people open ChatGPT and improvise every prompt that works, but it wastes time. A much better approach is creating a small library of prompts that you reuse again and again. Think of them as productivity shortcuts. For instance, you might have one template for brainstorming ideas, another for writing content, another for summarizing research, and another for improving text. When you reuse these prompts, you get consistent quality and you eliminate the mental friction of figuring out how to ask the question every single time. Let's imagine a simple template for idea generation. Instead of typing random requests, your template might say something like this: generate 10 creative video ideas about productivity and artificial intelligence. Each idea should include a compelling title and a short explanation of why viewers would find it valuable. This structure consistently produces better results than vague prompts like, give me some video ideas. Another template could be for rewriting and improving content. You paste your text and ask the AI to improve clarity, engagement, and flow while keeping the original message. This instantly turns rough drafts into polished content in seconds. Now, let's talk about the fourth part of the setup, which is turning ChatGPT into a thinking partner instead of just a tool. Most people treat AI like a search engine. They ask a question and accept the first answer. But the real productivity boost happens when you collaborate with it. Think of ChatGPT like a brainstorming partner who never gets tired. You can ask it to challenge your ideas, expand them, simplify them, or find weaknesses in your thinking. For example, if you are working on a business idea, you can ask the AI to analyze potential problems, suggest improvements, or propose alternative approaches. This type of interaction dramatically accelerates decision-making because you can explore multiple perspectives in minutes instead of hours. Another powerful part of this setup is iterative refinement. Instead of expecting perfect results in one prompt, you guide the AI step by step. First, you ask for an outline. Then you expand the best sections. Then you refine the tone and clarity. This layered approach produces much better output than trying to get everything right in a single prompt. Let's say you are writing a YouTube script. First, you ask for 10 video ideas. Then you select the best one. Next, you ask for a detailed outline. Then you expand each section into paragraphs. Finally, you refine the script to make it more engaging. Each step takes seconds, but the combined effect saves hours of work. Another major productivity advantage comes from using ChatGPT for information compression. The modern world overwhelms us with information: articles, research papers, videos, reports, and endless streams of content. Instead of spending hours processing everything manually, you can use AI to summarize and extract the key insights. You can paste a long article and ask for the most important ideas, practical lessons, and actionable steps. You can ask it to translate complex explanations into simple language. You can even ask it to transform information into scripts, outlines, or frameworks that you can use immediately. This ability to compress knowledge is one of the biggest reasons AI users move faster than everyone else. Now, let's talk about another part of the setup that most people ignore, which is instruction style. The way you instruct ChatGPT affects the quality of the result. Clear instructions produce clear outputs. Vague instructions produce vague outputs. Instead of asking something like, write a script about productivity, a better instruction would explain the goal, the tone, the audience, and the format. When you give these constraints, the AI produces results that are much closer to what you actually want. Think of it like hiring a human assistant. If you give them detailed instructions, they perform better. AI works the same way. Another powerful productivity technique is asking ChatGPT to create systems instead of single answers. For example, instead of asking how to be more productive today, you ask the AI to design a weekly productivity system that helps you plan tasks, prioritize work, and track progress. When you shift from quick answers to structured systems, you start building processes that save time every day. There is also a psychological benefit to this setup. One of the biggest barriers to productivity is friction. Starting tasks feels difficult when the path forward is unclear. But when ChatGPT helps generate outlines, plans, and first drafts instantly, the hardest part of work disappears. Instead of staring at a blank page, you begin with momentum. Momentum is incredibly powerful. Once you start improving something instead of creating it from nothing, progress becomes much easier. Another reason this setup makes you dramatically more productive is speed of experimentation. Normally, testing ideas takes time. You have to think through different possibilities, evaluate them, and refine them. With AI, you can simulate multiple variations quickly. For example, if you are creating a YouTube title, you can generate 20 options in seconds. Then you analyze which ones are the most interesting, the most curiosity-driven, and the most clickable. This process allows you to iterate faster than ever before. The same principle applies to writing, marketing, planning, learning, and almost any creative task. Now let's talk about a final mindset shift that makes this entire setup work. The most productive AI users treat ChatGPT like an extension of their brain. Not a replacement for thinking, but an amplifier of thinking. Instead of asking the AI to do everything, they use it to accelerate research, expand ideas, and organize information. They remain the decision maker, while the AI handles the heavy cognitive lifting. When you combine role prompts, clear context, reusable templates, iterative workflows, and AI collaboration, something interesting happens. Your productivity compounds. Tasks that once took hours take minutes. Ideas develop faster. Projects move forward without getting stuck. And over time, this creates a massive advantage. The people who learn how to integrate AI into their daily workflows will simply move faster than those who don't. Not because they work harder, but because they remove friction from thinking, writing, researching, and planning. If you build a ChatGPT setup like this, you will notice something surprising. You spend less time struggling with tasks and more time focusing on the ideas that actually matter. Before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos about AI productivity and building smarter workflows. And I'm really curious about something. What do you currently use ChatGPT for the most? Let me know in the comments below, because I read the comments and they often inspire future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.